Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to present a solution to a problem that a lot of people tend to have when we start thinking about preparations and storage and things like that. And it has to do with fuel. And so a lot of you recognize this as a military fuel canister, military fuel can, MFC, whatever you want to call it. But the problem is the nozzle that the military provides for that is really big. And we need something a lot smaller around. The problem with that is that nozzle that comes with it is for a diesel vehicle. And so if you have a diesel vehicle, definitely go out and search out one of the nozzles that is provided to the military. You can find them on the market. They're black, they're about this long, has the similar type of connection device. But for people like me that drive a gasoline vehicle, just a regular gas vehicle, that presents a problem because I can't put diesel in my Subaru. I can't put diesel in my Dodge and my Chrysler. I can't do that. I have to use regular gasoline. That's got regular gasoline in it, and hey, it's March 2020. There's a lot of stuff going on in the United States right now, and I like to be prepared. And that was one of the Achilles heels of my preparations, is I didn't have a way to put the gasoline in my tank. Kudos, I guess, for having gasoline, but I can't use it because I can't get it in my car. And so what we've got here is the solution. We are going to make a fuel nozzle for this that's definitely reusable, and all these parts can be bought at Home Depot, Lowe's, and whatever else you've got in your areas as far as hardware goes. I'm gonna go down the line here, and I'm probably gonna mess up what some of these are called. I'm not a plumber. These are plumbing parts. These are PVC, and so this is a 2-inch threaded end here, open end on this side. So threaded here, open on this side, and you can see the shape of it there. All right. The next thing we have is a step down flange. This is going to fit into here, and it's pretty tight, so I'm not going to push it in there yet. And it's 2-inch down to 3/4. All right, and that is threaded on the inside of here. That is also threaded for this nozzle. I already taped it, so that's why it looks like this. But you can see the flanges here are going to hold the hose. We can use this to tighten down these threads into here. And I'm not going to do that right this second. We're going to do this in a very methodical order. From there, the hose will go onto here, and then I'll have a clamp to clamp that down. Some of the things that you will need: I got medium clear PVC cement. This came at the recommendation of the plumber that was working at Lowe's. He said this is about the best he could think of that would work, since this is going to be in contact with gasoline. You also need to tape the threads, which I've already done, and so you can't forget that step. Obviously you're going to need a small worm clamp, hose clamp, and so we're going to put all this together real quick here on video. And I did not grab a wrench, so I'm going to reach over here in my pile of junk and grab one real quick, hopefully. Probably overkill, but here's a big wrench. And so what we're going to do first, this threaded end of this piece is going to go into the fuel can. I always test I would always recommend testing this to make sure that it goes. I tested it a while ago, threaded in just fine, starts to get tight about 3/4 through the threads, which is perfect. I don't necessarily need it to go all the way in, but I need it tight, and it's pretty tight. Before you leave the store, make sure that that's going to end up being tight. And so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and mix up this cement here, and then I'm going to look like a fool because I can't open it. See, you always got to prep things so you look better on video. That is crazy tight. So I'm going to reach over here and hopefully, nope, they are not in here. My channel locks are not in there. I don't know where they are. Anyways, let me try this. Wow. Not coming undone, so pause here. I'm going to go back, find my channel locks, pick up that piece of cardboard that's blowing around in the breeze so it doesn't keep making noise, and I'll get right back to you on opening this. Okay, so finally got that loose. That was a little embarrassing. This is why you should prep your stuff. That's why I should prep my stuff for you guys before you even start. So I'm going to take the cement out. This stuff is nasty. Alright, so make sure that you're putting it on the right pieces here. Okay, and we're going to put it on both pieces. So we're going to go around a couple times. Make sure we don't have any drips. Got a little too much, so we're going to get that off of there. Do not get this on your skin. This stuff is nasty. This is the bottom piece here. You can see the flange up top. This bottom piece here is what's going in there. I'm going to go around that a couple of times. Try to make sure it's smooth. Going to close this hand tight. Lesson learned, I suppose. Without touching the glue. So if you push both your hands on here, it should be more than enough pressure to make sure it goes in. Just make sure you move one of your hands every now and then so you don't get any air trapped in there. That is going to be, yep, that's about as much as you're going to be able to get that down in there. And then the plumber, if you're a plumber out there and you know better, please say so in the comments. Take off some of this glue, but if you're a plumber, I'm going to do what he told me. The joint where it is right here, I'm going to go ahead and coat around that. And I'm going to, ooh, I almost said I was going to stop because this is nasty and I just got some on my fingers after I told y'all not to. There we go. And I don't think I have a rag right here. Oh, there's a rag back here on my reloading bench. So you'll get that stuff off your fingers as soon as possible. There we go. Prices averted. Lid's tight on that, hand tight. Double checking. I did get it all through the seams around on that junction right here. However, these threads that are going to thread into the can are clean and clear. Everything up here is clean and clear. We'll set that to the side. The next piece is the brass fitting. All right. This was going into the threaded end of the 2" by 3/4" PVC flange here. And without touching that glue, I would recommend going ahead and waiting until that dries to do this, so about 24 hours. So this isn't a full day project, but you know, a few minutes as you can see. Start threading that in. As soon as it gets hand tight, tighten that down. That's pretty dang tight right now. It's level on both sides. It's screwed in straight. Everything looks good. There's nothing coming out like where the brass fitting goes inside the PVC. There's no tape coming through or anything like that, so I have no reason to believe that's not a good fit. So the majority of it's done here. Went to Lowe's. I was hoping to buy 2 feet of this braided clear hose. It's got a braided cotton, I think it is, or nylon casing inside. I doubt you'll be able to pick that up, but it's got that braided piece in there. One end is really clean. The other end that I cut isn't the cleanest. So you want to make sure if you do that, any pieces that are hanging off, you get those off of there. Make sure it's all clean and good to go. I had to buy 10 feet of this, so I will be making another, probably 2 more of these. I've got friends that had these military cans, and I'll be sharing these with them. But if you, I've heard Home Depot does it by the foot. I don't see any reason why 2 feet won't be enough. It's quite a bit. You can shove some down into the hose receptacle on the car and still have room to move, and it's moderately flexible. It's pretty stiff, but I like that because I don't want it to just flop all over the place and sling fuel everywhere. But I did have to buy 10 feet because it was at Lowe's. That's all they sold, and it was $22. I've seen online at Lowe's, I think this stuff's $2 a foot. And so if you can do it by the foot, that would definitely be much better. And so from here, this is the end that I cut. There's no pieces hanging off. There was a little one there. Double checking it. Check the inside of where you cut it. It's clean. You go ahead and put it over. I have no reason to believe that wouldn't stay. However, I am the sort of self-proclaimed king of overdoing it. So I'm going to slide this hose clamp down here. And I'm going to take that hose clamp right up next to the flat surfaces of that flange that I put on there. And then another thing that I forgot was my flathead screwdriver. I think I have 50 of them. And of course now I've got to reach over here again. Hold on one second, apologize. Here it is. So, just going to tighten that down. Hand tight is more than enough. If it's leaking at that point, look at your construction method, make sure it's good to go. Be careful on this part. If you don't have a screwdriver that absolutely fits that slot, it could slip off. That feels pretty good. And my bonehead self just touched the glue again. But that's going to happen. Just make sure you clean it off right away. That's why we have old t-shirts and things like that. I go sometimes to Goodwill and buy the old t-shirt packs. I think there's like 20 of them in there and I usually get them for $2-3. And so that, my friends, is how you make a military fuel can nozzle. So, get some stuff out of the way here. If it's full and you put it up on a table like this, make sure the fuel stops sloshing around. Make sure you don't splash it up on yourselves. I'm not going to pour any out of it for right now because I just put it together, but it's threading in really nicely. When I can't turn it by that hose anymore, of course I want to switch over to here. And I'm still trying to maintain no contact with that glue. So when it's dry, you'll be able to put it on better, but it is threading into these threads real nicely. So I'm going to stop right there, otherwise I'm just showing you how I'm screwing it in. Keep in mind, like I know some of you might be thinking, you know, how is this going to breathe? This is just going to go bloom, bloom, like when we forget to take the little yellow cap off the end of the red gas cans. There's a little hole right here, and there's a self-breathing mechanism inside of this that it'll fix that. It'll be totally fine. I've used these. I was in the military for 20 years. I've used these. That's how they work. Are these the best in the world? No, but they're probably one of the most durable, and that's why it's very beneficial to have your own nozzle for this. Be prepared if you are going to store fuel in these. Definitely have a way to use it, number one. Number two, have a safe way to use it, because I don't want gas everywhere. If this leaks, I'm going to rip it apart and do it again. I'll keep trying these, but I helped a friend make one of these. It did not leak one time, and we used that on camping trips for about a year, and we camp several weeks every summer, and we don't have a problem with that. So hey guys, if you like what you see here, oh, my apologies, I'm gonna come back a little bit. Minus the $22 for the hose. If I break it down by this was $4 if I break it down by foot. So if I take away the total cost, it was about $22 to make this. The cheapest I saw it on Amazon already made was $27, but it's hit and miss on the availability. And so keep that in mind. You can also use instead of this brass fitting, you can use a plastic fitting, which is about half the price. This brass fitting was almost $7. And so that added to the cost significantly. I didn't find the plastic ones. I wasn't in the mood to look for one, so I just grabbed the brass one. So you could cut costs there. So anyways, without anything further, military fuel can nozzle on the cheap, DIY, the way we like to do things. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. I'm going to start posting more videos on here. I've got some more stuff coming up. Filming 3 more things today alone. And hey, this is a new channel. Let me know what you guys want to see. Please like, subscribe, hit notification bells, all that good stuff. Please leave some comments. Hey, you know, grow some hair, grow a beard, do something, you know, whatever your comments are. I don't really care if they even pertain to this project, but let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what you think about this, and we will see you guys on the next video.